Newshour Special Edition.
Welcome back. Here with us on Times Now. Ladies and gentlemen, the shocking green massacre in Hyderabad has sent shockwaves. The ruthless bulldozer attack on precious flora and fauna began on March 30, resulting in the destruction of over 1,000 trees in the Kancha Gachibauli forest. Facing heat from students, green warriors, celebs and Aam Aadmi, the Telangana government is planning a complete U-turn. Sources suggest that the state is mulling to convert the full 2,300-acre stretch, including land occupied by the University of Hyderabad, into one of the world's largest eco-parks. But we must ask, what about the irreparable harm that has already been inflicted? Can the trees that fell victim to chainsaws really sprout back overnight? Even more alarming, Telangana police have taken action against 54 students associated with ABVP, charging them for protesting the government's contentious decision to auction off the land. That's the debate, and joining us on the broadcast this evening are my guests. We have Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Bhavreen Kandhari, who is an environmentalist and member My Right to Breathe. We have Dinesh Chaudhary, who is spokesperson of the BRS, joining us. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst, also live with us on the broadcast this evening. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Times Now on the Newshour Weekend Edition. Bhavreen Kandhari, I want to begin this debate with you. Following the Supreme Court's strong remarks, suddenly the decision was taken by Telangana government to remove the bulldozers from this so-called green cover in Hyderabad. The Kanchi Gachibauli area, they have been sent back. But the way bulldozers were brought, the way trees were uprooted, the entire green cover was destroyed. How does it make you feel? And do you think, even though now the government of Telangana is thinking of a U-turn, not touching this land, for development activity, that's what we are learning. Do you think it's too late now? A lot of damage, irreversible damage has already been done. And what does it really tell you about how the government looks at green cover, people, and basic issues like pollution, green lungs, etc.?
Yes, Heena, absolutely. It's very, very heartbreaking, and it's, beginning with the, of course, we are talking about the Hyderabad, the forest right now and there. But this is becoming like a norm. Every day, people like us, citizens, as ourselves, ordinary citizens who are fighting in various states and cities to see this kind of devastation. Now, the thing is that the politicians have to understand, every political party has to understand that biodiversity is a very, very critical, national asset. And it must be treated like that. After all, it's supporting, our ecological balance. It's sustaining livelihood, and even, we are talking of climate resilience, etc. At all the global commitments, So this adds to the economy. This adds to the, the growth of the country. And no one should come in the way. Why is it that the ruling party is always ruthless to the biodiversity and the opposition speaks? So they change roles and reverse roles, and it is they have to collaborate. Everybody has to come together on this, and whether it's strengthening policies or it's also the action, the unified political action has to be in one frame. This is not it's not a damage, like you said, which we can recover. It's irreversible. It's truly irreversible. We saw the images. Of course, a lot is being said. There were a lot of AI images, etc. But that doesn't take us away from the reality. So whether it's a reality in the HUC right now, forest, or it's a reality at Aravali's, in my backyard at Ridge, or in Hasdeo, or it's in Dibang in Arunachal, or anywhere else, or the or the Great Nicobar project. So the complete aspect has to be of protecting the biodiversity. If the policy makers will have to prioritize the integration of environmental considerations along with the the development developmental planning, and I will still, take preference and say prioritize the environmental considerations in every way, because that is the future, and that is what is going to help us and our children.
Absolutely. And Sanju, but I know you want to respond. It takes centuries, really, for a forest to grow and only minutes for it to get destroyed, something that we've seen happening in Hyderabad. We are showing to our viewers the visuals, exclusive visuals of the destruction, the devastation that has already taken place. What used to be a green cover, considered as the city's green lungs, have been razed.
You know, Heena, the fight between man and nature, between growth, development on one side and biodiversity and ecological diversity on the other side, this has been a battle that has been raging for decades, for centuries. But I am going to now name and shame people. I am not under compulsion to just make a general and a generic comment saying policymakers need to do this, politicians need to do this. No, let us name and shame the Revant Reddy Congress-led government in Telangana. The point is not just about 100 acres that have already been destroyed out of the 400 acres which supposedly belong to the Central University of Hyderabad. In 10 seconds, this is what the Supreme Court bench of justices, B.R. Gawai and A.G. Masi, told Revant Reddy and his government. Until further orders, no activity of any sort except the protection of trees already existing shall be undertaken by the state. What was the tearing hurry and what was the compelling urgency to destroy 100 acres? And then Justice Gawai says, in an earlier case, we let him go easily. He should have exercised restraint. Maybe we made a mistake because he does not seem to have learned any lessons. And the he who has not learned any lessons, and the he who should have acted with restraint, and the he who gave orders to destroy 100 acres, flouting the Telangana High Court's verdict that he is none other than the ruling Chief Minister of Telangana from the Congress party, Revant Reddy, and rather than condemning what has happened, Flora and Fauna destroyed, Rahul Gandhi, who otherwise Heena, has an opinion on just about everything under the sun. Rahul Gandhi ke muh mein dahi jam gaya, Priyanka Vadra ke muh mein dahi jam gaya, Sonia Gandhi ke muh mein dahi jam gaya. You can't be convenient with the truth. And the final point is this, that the Vice Chancellor's permission was not taken. And lo behold, students and teachers protesting against the deforestation, they were summarily arrested, flouting every rule in the rule book by the Revant Reddy government. So he's also running foul of the courts. The Supreme Court has warned him that he might be charged with contempt of court for flouting the court's verdict. That is the moot point of the discussion.
In fact, today also, action has been taken against 54 students associated with the ABVP, charging them for protesting the government's contentious decision to auction this piece of land. But Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you are a nature-loving man. आपको दुख तो हुआ होगा ये तस्वीरें देख के?
बिल्कुल ये basically the entire protest that the citizens of Hyderabad have taken or objections from various quarters, and I believe good sense has prevailed on Telangana's government that they have withdrawn the project and decided to make it a world's largest eco park.
But damage has already been done, sir.
I wanted to know one thing. Agar Rahul Gandhi ka
damage has already been done, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. It takes centuries for a forest.
You permitted Sanju Verma to speak.
I am giving you time. But I am asking you another question. I am not saying that I am going to the other guest. I am giving you time.
After 1 minute.
Okay.
मैडम आपका मुंह पे क्या दही जम जाता है जब 72,000 करोड़ रुपया का प्रोजेक्ट ग्रेट निकोबार प्रोजेक्ट जो अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड्स को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रही है, क्या आपका मुंह में दही जम जाता है उस वक्त?
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, with due respect, can we discuss what is happening in Hyderabad? Kamruzaman Chaudhary, 1 second. With due respect, can we please discuss what is happening in Hyderabad? I asked you a pertinent question, and let me ask you one more thing. Sanju Verma, 1 second. Sanju Verma, 1 second. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, 1 second. 1 second, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. It takes centuries for a forest to grow, minutes to destroy it. That is something that has happened in Hyderabad. A lot of the area has been destroyed completely. Suddenly this U-turn is overnight not going to bring things back. And let me ask you a question. Does it not raise questions on Congress government's commitment to environmental issues? Rahul Gandhi had strongly opposed the central government's Forest Rights Act, citing potential eviction of Adivasi communities. In 2022, he also accused the central government of snatching forest land by introducing the Forest Conservation Rules 2022. Why is he silent now with this green cover being destroyed? Now you tell me.
Ma'am, one thing, let me just remind you that the entire decision has been reversed. Do you think it is a singular decision or a collective decision of the Congress party? We have at least listened to the opinion and the voices of the people of Telangana, as well worldwide environmentalist who is sitting in your panel. I myself am an environment lover. We fought for the Ramsar site in Calcutta, but हमारा मुंह पे दही नहीं जमता है.
Now we all should be happy because good sense has prevailed, even though some 100 acres, as is being suggested, has been destroyed. How does it matter? Now good sense has prevailed. Now we should be happy. That's the response. How will you like to address it?
This is not a good sense prevailing by Congress government. The Supreme Court has wrapped the Congress government in Telangana and it has strictly warned the government that any deviation from their directions would result in the Chief Secretary being suspended and jailed. Only then did they come to their heels. Otherwise, let me tell you, Congress party is Rahul Gandhi, who goes around the country preaching that he is the custodian of Constitution and the protector of human rights and freedom of expression, saying that Meri to mohabbat ki dukaan hai. But what happened in this issue? Women students were dragged by their hair. Their clothes were torn. Their teachers were beaten. Even journalists were put into jail just for covering that incident and protesting against this dastardly act. And let me ask them, what was the necessity to conduct this sort of destruction only during the long weekend when there were court holidays? Couldn't they have waited for some more time? And what was the necessity of them now saying that we will acquire the entire Hyderabad Central University land and shift the Hyderabad Central University to some place, some imaginary place where there is not even a crow laying its eggs? And let me ask them one thing also. Today, Congress MP Mallu Ravi has said in a press conference that this is a conspiracy by North Indian students studying here.
Right.
They are trying to obstruct the development of Telangana. Let me ask them, who are the students obstructing these sort of things with trying to protect the environment and ecosystem? Are they students from Rahul Gandhi's constituency? Are they students from Sonia Gandhi's erstwhile constituency? Are they students from Amedi? Any concerned citizen would definitely raise their voice against this sort of destruction and the danger to Hyderabad's biodiversity and ecological balance.
Right.
But this Congress government is totally fixated upon auctioning this land and trying to bulldoze and slander anybody who is trying to raise their voice against this.
Absolutely. Well, we don't really want to make it a Cong versus BJP issue. It is about the environment, which is about the citizens.
Society versus Congress.
Absolutely.
This is about civil society versus Congress.
Absolutely. So the Chief Minister is answerable. He needs to fix the accountability. He needs to answer some very, very important questions. We'll, of course, be tracking this story closely ahead as well. I'm completely out of time. Thank you very much, Sanju Verma, Bhavreen Kandhari, Dinesh Chaudhary and Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Appreciate all of you with your thoughts on this particular debate. We'll slip into a short break.